Live from the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants Podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
And that's normally we would say, and Scotty, but Scotty's not here still.
But there is someone else here tonight.
Yes. Probably our most highly requested guest.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The greatest YouTuber of all time, PaulsEgo.
Wow. How is this appearance ever going to live up to that? Like, how's that ever gonna? No,
it's
no.
okay. The standard is pretty low, you know. It's like Ray William Johnson and fucking I don't even know.
Jesus
popular.
Freak.
Yeah.
Jesus Freak.
Man, you guys can't go that old school. People will be scratching their heads.
You know what? The other day we were talking about that. And we're just helping Jesus Freak out because he only gets like 500 views.
Yeah.
For the uninitiated out there in the audience, Jesus Freak was a Christian YouTube vlogger that had some notoriety back in the day, and he and I used to make videos back and forth to one another all the time. Mine were usually pretty good. His were usually, well, the opposite. So
yeah,
but entertaining in their own way.
Yeah, there was a whole.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
I was going to say there was a whole coven of like YouTube Christians back then, the Jesus Freaks and the Venom Fangs and
yeah, that seems gone.
My
now.
favorite was Yoke Up.
Yoke Up.
You
was
remember
good.
Yoke Up? Yoke Up was good.
Yoke Up was didn't I meet him once? I could have swore I did.
You did for a charity event.
Yeah, that's right. I did meet him.
Yeah.
He gave me his dead daughter card, and I was like, okay. Like no,
dead.
Well, we met at a gas station where I guess his ministry was located.
Okay.
In like a tree, because he does like a truck stop ministry in Louisiana, and
right.
And we sat down and we talked, and he seemed like a pretty nice guy for I mean, to be honest. I mean, total redneck and obviously off his rocker, but I mean, he seemed cordial and nice, and we sat there and talked like intelligent human beings. But then he handed me this card, and it's like, this is my daughter that died, and now she's in heaven, and she grants wishes and stuff. I'm like, how do you have this?
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, she said and you make wishes on this card, and they come true. Just like it's like a. I kind of had this vision at that moment of like his daughter up in heaven, like swamped with requests, like just there, Dad, quit giving out these fucking cards.
See, like not to bring the whole like mood of the fucking shit down, but like Yoke Up to me, like I was so angry at him for so long, and I'd make these angry videos back and forth, and then I just came to like pity him. And that makes me pity him, like the whole card thing, like because he probably actually believes that, like he has to believe that in some capacity to deal with, the death of his daughter.
The thing that seems even more sad about it was that, it was clear that he did not have a good relationship with his daughter at the time that she died.
Right.
So maybe it was his way of like, I'm going to make amends to her.
Right.
By glorifying her in death to a position, when I probably neglected her in life, or I don't know what the exact situation was. But
right.
My favorite was actually not Yoke Up. There was another guy. Was it? I can't remember the dude's name. He looked like a caveman, and he was like
he looked like a caveman.
Yeah, he looked like a caveman, and he was like people kind of wondered if he was actually retarded. Like it was like you kind of didn't know whether you should even make fun of him.
Was it Firefly?
Yes. Yes.
What about the night vision phantom? He was another one.
Night
man.
Vision fan. You know, I usually have a rule like I would not make fun of someone's weight, but he's one of the few people I've made an exception for because you know,
Dude, Firefly, like, he made a video one time where he got cut up and trolled so hard, where he was talking about how he had allergies and how the trees are releasing their massive sperm loads into the air. You know what I mean? Like, and he says this, and then, like, of course, it got cut up so horribly where he's talking about how I like to take massive sperm loads on my chest and on my face. You know what I mean? It's just, oh, poor
I wish
Firefly.
I wish that they could see a Firefly video.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like he looked like a caveman, and like I thought I don't think did I ever make videos to him. I don't think I did. But I mean, I always was like, well, man, I'm not gonna make fun of someone who is literally retarded. I mean,
Last night we were talking about Gorilla 199.
that's
Oh, God.
crazy. Man, they just YouTube just doesn't bring the crazy like it
Yeah.
used to, you know?
Yeah, but we actually played probably about half of one of his videos and commented on it.
Yeah, and then
Oh, God.
we got interrupted, but you know,
Yeah.
Well, of course.
it was
Oh man, but yeah, that fucking guy. I used to think that he was a Poe. Did you guys examine whether or not you
know,
think he's genuine?
I always just default with real. Like people, I don't care. Like if I find out later that someone I made a video response to was just trolling and trying to get a response out of people, I'm just like, well, whatever. Because I mean, no matter how stupid someone pretends to be, there's someone out there that actually is that stupid. So.
Exactly.
He thought TJ was a middle-aged man when TJ was like 22 years old. He was like, "You're a middle-aged man, TJ."
You're a middle-aged man.
I remember that. He's at least 45. At least 45 years old.
It was classic. Yeah, the old school YouTube retard posse was the best. But
Man, that's never going to come around again.
no,
you
it was like a moment in time that's never coming back.
Hey, apropos,
It's
of
like, hey,
nothing-
that's when MTV used to play music videos.
that's
like,
what it sounds like.
It ain't happening again. It was a once in a lifetime thing, and we were part of it.
Yeah.
A quick question of protocol. I was supposed to get, like, there was a requirement, right, for me to get super ultra fucking high before the show, right?
Well,
It's not there are no laws or requirements on the
Okay.
Drunken Peasants podcast other than just don't be a fucking retard.
yeah, because
Good. I'm
had,
glad that I didn't then.
Because actually, Ben and I are fairly sober at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unusually sober for this show.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
Well, that's so am I. Yeah.
Yeah.
so tonight we're the boring sober faggot podcast.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
so Paul, is your annual video coming out anytime soon or?
Oh, that's a low blow.
Yeah.
That's a low blow. Yeah, I don't know.
I unsubscribed to your channel for a while because I was just like, man, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I'll go by. I'm gonna check Paul's channel. Last upload 8 months ago. Like, well,
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
I've always been really, and it's a bad commercial for my channel, but that's that's not why I'm here anyway. But yeah, no, I'm horrible. Like, I'm horrible with upload schedules. I've never really stuck to anything that I've said I was going to do on YouTube. Like,
I'm kind of glad though on some level. I mean, even though like when I was first on YouTube, I had this very competitive streak where I was like, I'm gonna be the fucking top dog on the fucking YouTube mound. I mean, like at this point,
Right.
I realize that dream is not gonna fucking come true. So
Okay.
now that I've accepted that, I'm a little bit cooler about it. But I remember back in the day, Case, fake Sagan, whatever. Said to me, you're lucky. You and I are both lucky that Paul doesn't make videos more regularly because if he did, he'd be bigger than both of us. And I was, yeah. I mean, he was a stupid piece of shit, but I actually agreed with him on that. And I was like, well, I guess it is good that Paul fucking sucks at consistency because if he didn't, he'd fucking conquer the YouTubes. And I would be but his bitch.
I really liked Paul's videos where he did like the Q&A and you told You told a few stories that I thought were crazy, like the one where you went to the party at the mansion and there was like this crazy orgy that happened there.
Yeah.
That was a fucking crazy story. And then the one where you slapped your sister with a cheeseburger.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny too.
That's one of my favorite stories. The slapping my sister with a cheeseburger story. That's an amazingly cultivated story on my end. Like I've spent years and years adding and subtracting from that particular story to get it just right. That
The process of refinement.
Yep.
I don't think I've actually heard that story. I have heard the orgy story. I hear you do a lot of hangouts now, though, Paul.
I do. That's kind of what I've been doing lately, just doing the live interaction thing. Because I don't know. I'm in a place where I'm not really interested in talking about a lot of. Not that I'm not interested in talking about it, but sitting down and doing the production of making a video about it. Even though a lot of my videos are just off the cuff. Yeah. I feel like I've been there and I've done that, and what else do I need to say?
Right, that's all in the past now.
Right.
I mean, like,
and
you kind of feel like
be a constant struggle, like going back your way, to find stuff that's relevant enough for you to care enough to make a video about, right?
Yeah, well, you know, what I do is, like, I'll just, every once in a while, I'll just be like, well, I already made a video pretty similar to this, but maybe I'll make it better this time, you know?
Maybe they'll forget I already made a video about that.
Well, they probably will. I mean, there's so many fucking videos on my channel. I think there's like 760, and that's not even all the videos I've made, because I've done some purges here and there where I've taken off shit that I just despised. Yeah.
But one of the things I wanted to talk with you about, TJ, is that one of the reasons why I've been just doing the hangouts and not really caring about the content on my channel is that I learned a lesson that you, interestingly enough, were I think trying to teach me a little bit way back when we had a tussle at one point.
Are you? Well, I mean, like, are you talking about the thing with the Casey Anthony and all that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, at that time, I don't know if I've mentioned to you since then, but like the main reason I did that was just because I wanted you to make a video. So I was like, well, I'll get Paul to make a fucking video.
It worked. It worked.
But anyway, you were saying?
No, I was saying I learned it through being in talk therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the art of being selfish. I'm starting to learn how to be a little bit selfish. Now, not totally selfish, where I don't care about fuck all, but selfish enough that I can take care of myself and decide that maybe I don't want to spend all night wringing my hands over fucking whatever's going on in the news that day. You know what I mean? And part of that was these videos. Like, if you watch me in some of these videos, I'm pretty hopped up. Like, I'm known for being pretty animated, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty fucking, like, insanely stressed out making these videos. So it's not even a real release for me. So, yeah. And I have no idea where that tangent was going.
I don't know. When I shoot videos, like, I used to have, like, a nervous energy whenever I turn the camera on, but I guess I've gotten so used to it now that it's just like, you know, oh, it's time to do a video. Like, even, like, when I was just, like, sick and, like, hurting and I'm just, like, basically laying in bed, I had my back went out and I had the flu at the same time, so I was just, like, basically a miserable pile of shit. But I you know, after like the worst of it was over, I still felt like shit, but I was still able to get on camera and just do the videos the same way, where I'm like, you know, just putting on, like, okay, now it's time to slip into the amazing atheist persona.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. I guess that I mean, I know that on some level that, like, it lacks the visceral quality that it once had, I guess. So I try to make up for that by just being, you know, better and better as a performer, or whatever the fuck you want to call me. Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, and like I said, you're going at it from such a different angle than I am, that it has to be that way. Like, you have to be consistent. I used to love all the logical videos that you had.
Well, that's the golden age, right? That's
right.
The,
I mean, that was all my favorite stuff because it was just, and that I kind of agree with you that it kind of lays the foundation for pretty much everything. Maybe not everything you have to say on every subject, but you know, when it comes to the religious thing, like I think you pretty much
Certainly.
cover every major criticism that you could conceivably have.
Throughout that series, that was kind of me getting that out, I guess, because I could give a fuck less anymore. Like every once in a while I'll hear something that I think, oh wow, you know, that religion.
I mean, I guess I mean, like I've had kind of a resurgence in it because I keep seeing things that I know are just they wouldn't I keep coming across news stories where I'm like, you know, this wouldn't fucking happen if it weren't for the way that people perceive religion and the fact that people can, you know, use their faith to justify any horrendous bullshit that they want to.
It seems increasingly desperate to me, though. Some of the things that they've been doing, kind of like the death rattle.
Yeah.
Not that I believe that it's ever going to go away completely, but I think that like the influence of the religious right it peaked a while back and it's been in decline, right? Do you believe that or no?
Yeah, but I mean, I kind of even believed that back when we first started. I was starting to see. I mean, I think at the point in American history where the atheists are writing best-selling books and able to amass like massive audiences on YouTube, and you know,
right?
Like to me, like you know, in bygone eras, that wouldn't even have been possible.
You know,
right,
just
demographically,
I almost noticed that when the evangelical Christian YouTubers, when they started to kind of fade away in popularity, then we got all of a sudden, then we started getting like conservative, like heavily right wing, like Steven Crowder or How the World Works, people that were gaining popularity for a short time there.
It's interesting because what this little like weird community that we had did was it cannibalized itself when the big Christian and Muslim targets started to fade away. As you know, how could they not with the withering abuse that they took every day? Just like shocking, horrifying things were said to them day in and day out, and I don't blame them for leaving. But when they did, the YouTube atheist community kind of turned on itself.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, because I mean, before they had a common enemy to unite them, but after the common enemy had basically been defeated and driven off of YouTube,
right?
I mean, what more did they have to do other than figure out ways to differentiate themselves from each other?
And I think that I don't know if you've ever owned this about what you did during that era or not, but I think that for good or ill, and I think for mostly for good, because I think things are better off fractured, and like in the YouTube sense, I think things are better off not under the wing. But I think you helped to bring about kind of the death of YouTube atheism as a popular medium with the Atheist Scum United thing.
Yeah,
I think you divided, like that was the first time I remember people like.
Yeah, that was the first crack in the
right.
In the facade or whatever.
Yeah, people sending me PMs saying,
that was when because I was kind of advocating for a much more aggressive approach at that time.
And then there were the people that were like, no.
Which is odd now, because if that had happened now with me in my current mindset, I probably would have been the most virulent detractor of Atheist Scum United. So it's probably a good thing it wasn't successful,
right?
Because then I would find myself in a difficult position.
It did start like it started an avalanche, though. It did. I think where we ended up is better. I think the community was tested and probably made better for it, and it allowed us to move on and start talking about things like politics and
I mean, it was very freeing. I think when my channel became less about atheism and more about because I kind of realized that religion, like when I was younger and a little bit more naive, I kind of had a more simplistic view the way in which religion interacts with politics and how our society is structured and all that shit. So I kind of had this idea of a direct causal relationship, like people first they have religion, then they do this stupid shit, and it's a direct causal link. But I mean, I kind of see now that it's a little bit more complicated than that, and there's religion is tethered to people's faiths and traditions and cultural identities and all sorts of other shit. And there's all these competing value systems at work, and even within individual religions, there's different sects with different values that, maybe they would be in opposition to each other if they didn't feel like they had a common enemy.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's kind of like the big lie. And I think I saw a video where Penn Jillette was actually talking about this, even though I don't much care for him. He was talking about how if you really think about all of the different ideologies that Christianity encompasses, then it starts to look a lot less like this monolithic thing in America, this united force for a particular agenda, because it's really not.
I don't think that religion will ever do what the little kind of microcosm of atheism did on YouTube, though. I don't think they'll ever turn on one, because if there's one thing that religion is good at doing, it's finding a common enemy, and there's always somebody. I think right now it's guns. I think that guns are the topic. I've had some frustrating conversations with people who are normally pretty reasonable about guns recently, and it's become a very hot kind of.
Why don't you kind of elucidate what your position on guns is?
I'm pro gun ownership, and I'm also pro gun regulation. I think that universal background checks should be instituted. There should the gun show loophole should never have existed.
I have a friend that would literally be calling you a fascist at this moment.
Yeah, I know. I'm
sure that you.
And this is my thing. It's like I feel like my position is incredibly moderate, because I'm not going ban all guns and reduce magazine sizes. I'm saying, look, guns are dangerous. We all know this. Like every person that owns a gun and has ever had a gun shown to them knows that they're dangerous. And how can we better regulate who gets their hands on them legally? And how do we stem the tide of legal guns being purchased, and then through gun show loopholes where we don't have to have background checks because I'm not a licensed dealer at the gun show, so I'm able to sell to somebody sans background check? Like, why is that even a thing anymore?
Yeah.
I just pretty much want to say that my position is remarkably similar to yours, and I know what you mean, because every time I've espoused that position, I've had gun nuts tell me that that I'm basically the worst sort of fascist, that I love the state so much that I would just I would suck Obama's dick, and I would fucking fillet Uncle Sam with a fucking American flag sticking out of my ass.
It's interesting that you mentioned how the whole gun thing took over for religion, kind of, because I almost view it almost like it is a religion for some people.
Well, it's certainly the same crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not to make a sweeping generalization, but I think a lot of the people that you see at NRA rallies are the same people you'd see, calling Obama a Muslim at a John McCain fundraiser.
And the funny thing is that I remember they had George Zimmerman actually signing autographs at a gun show recently.
It's like what a shocking fucking amount of lack of self-awareness.
Our hero
on the part of those people. Like, why would you ever do that? Like, at a time where people are literally frothing at the mouth to I'm afraid for your right to bear arms at this point, because there are people calling for gun bans and massive gun restrictions. You know what I mean? And shit like that is pushing people to those margins.
Paul, someone in our chat has got your fucking number, dude.
Oh, okay.
They said that when you said incredibly moderate, that was an oxymoron.
Oh, shit.
You've done.
That is true.
You done been got.
Good night, everybody. It's been great being here. Oh, the drops. The drops.
Yeah.
It's a sad fumble. Whoa.
But anyway, I'm evangelizing over here. I've turned your podcast into a gun talk. But yeah, no, like I just wish we could have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking to ban guns. I don't want to take your fucking guns. That's silly. That's
the
dopey
problem.
talk.
Yeah, actually, we were discussing this yesterday. I think we were saying, if you tried to get rid of all guns, it would just create a black market of guns, which would be arguably the most violent black market in history. Because it's a black market of guns.
Right.
So it's not practical to ban guns, but I agree with you. There should be tighter regulation on it for sure.
Right. I mean, like, why not? Why wouldn't we want to make sure that people are competent? I mean, why do we license drivers?
Anyone try to take my gun, they can have the fucking bullets.
Yeah. Come and get it.
I don't.
No, why
but
do we
you,
think
you
about it
can't-
though? Why do we license drivers? Because a car is an incredibly dangerous piece of machinery that you're going to be handling and using, and we want to make sure that on some basic fucking level you're competent.
Yes.
Enough.
And the funny thing is
drive
yeah, but
around
like
it.
a car isn't even
but in some
primarily
states
used for killing.
Yeah, in some states they give away free guns with like, you open a bank account with our bank, we give you a gun.
Right.
Yeah, like a rifle. Yeah.
Right. I mean, and we don't even do that properly. I have an Arizona driver's license that expires, and I shit you not, it expires in 2070.
Yeah.
I got it in 2002 or something. I mean, it's
Arizona.
I'll be long dead before I ever have to re-up my Arizona driver's license.
Yeah,
but
you can get a lifelong driver's license from Arizona.
Man, Arizona's
crazy.
awesome.
I gotta wonder how many 80-year-old people there are that haven't had to like take an eye exam,
Yeah,
in
that's
years to get on the fucking road there.
So,
Yeah,
do you guys want to jump into a news story here?
absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So
Ben, I'll let you pick one.
okay.
What are we doing?
There was the one that you told me about earlier. Some famous pastor, famous in his community anyway, admitted to having adultery, and then literally he admitted it to the whole congregation, and then he literally dropped dead in front of everybody right after he did it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put up a picture of him here. Let's see.
This is going to be cool.
All right. Here you go.
This is new this morning. A longtime pastor of a Connecticut church came clean about an incident of infidelity, and then he died in front of his congregation. Bishop Bobby Davis confessed about an affair to his Bridgeport church, one that he founded with his wife, and then he collapsed. Online sources say the congregants had been yelling at Davis, but some say the congregants were shouting messages of love and forgiveness. A church elder says Davis suffered from a heart attack.
So, how many of them do you think believe that God just like unleashed his wrath upon this guy?
Let's be honest. How many of them do you believe were shouting messages of love and forgiveness? Like, let's be honest here.
I mean, like, just the way it's worded makes it suspicious. Where the news was, some say they were shouting messages of love and forgiveness.
Yeah, they mercilessly accosted him with love.
We forgive you, you piece of shit.
Fox News uses that some people think or some people say thing all the time. So yeah, it's kind of like them trying to put their own spin on the story, I guess.
I'm sure that. I don't know how many people were in the congregation, but I mean, it's a pretty interesting day at church.
Yeah.
First, the pastor got up like, "Hey, I got to tell y'all something. I cheated on my beautiful wife Lisa with this big-breasted, big-ass bitch right over here, and then and if that was wrong, may the Lord strike me dead." And then the next thing you know, he's fucking,
I bet there was a little more blubbering and a little more God bothering going on in it, though.
oh sure.
I bet it was more like, the Lord brought me here today. Oh, Lord, to humble myself before you. I have cheated. Those large, melon-sized, ripe breastises. Oh, Lord.
Do you think he blames Satan at any point?
Yeah. The devil's been working on me.
Working on it. The devil's been working on him like he's working on the railroad. I've been working on a sinner soul.
Yeah.
You know what? You never top that shit, though. Like, for everybody that's in that room, whether it's a, like, wake-up call to them or whether it just, like, solidifies their faith 112%, like, that's never... You don't top that. You don't top your pastor dropping dead after confessing that he was, like, fornicating.
It's like the old cartoons where, you know, someone, like, does a stunt where they blow themselves up and then they fucking come back as like a ghost and they say, problem with that trick is I can only do it once. I don't know if you guys have seen that was like pretty common in like Looney Tunes. They used that joke like several times.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the real life equivalent of that.
And that's really all we even have on that.
Brothers
Like
and
a
sisters,
30-second
I
clip.
cheated. Blah.
Yeah.
And I would just like to say that I attacked that glorious pussy and...
Yeah.
I fucked the Lord, and now the Lord is gonna fuck me. And now we have a story about this is becoming like you actually see these kind of frequently now of women trying to hire hitmen to kill their husbands. This one,
or their husband's girlfriends.
well, I mean, I thought she started wanting to kill him, and then she changed her mind and decided, no, just kill the bitch that he left me for. But we're gonna check it out.
All right.
Okay.
Once again, David Muir and Murder for Hire.
Murder for hire. A sunny afternoon in broad daylight, and at the top of one shopper's list, the murder of the other woman.
I hate when they do that shit.
They're making
Oh,
it
me
so
too.
dramatic.
Like when they
Me too.
when they're like on top of one woman's shopping list, the murder
Yeah.
of her husband. Like
They always have to make these little puns. Like if a murder took place on a farm, it seemed like everything was stable last Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, my
like,
God.
You cynical, soulless piece of shit. You lizard human.
I think that in their minds, there's like people in America sitting there watching this shit, like, oh, shopping
Yeah.
list, I get it,
With their
because
mouths
they
full
met
of-
in a store parking lot.
We watched
Their
this.
mouths full of pork cracklings, just spewing out, giggling at that pun.
We watched a Justin Bieber video where it
Bring
was
me a whole block of Vermont extra sharp cheddar, what I can eat it.
It was about how he threw eggs, and then the whole thing was just puns.
Yeah,
about
we
eggs.
watched this. That was on a previous episode of the show. We had this thing. It was like they did not like the Justin Bieber egg throwing story. They
Yeah.
decided to. They basically decided like here's an opportunity to try to make every egg pun we possibly can. Let's see how this case cracks open.
Yeah.
Justin's really coming out of his shell. This is it's an excellent day to be arrested, or
Yeah.
just like any fucking thing they could, like any straw they could grasp. Like,
And the fact of the matter is, Justin will be yoked to these charges
Yeah.
for life.
yes, it was shit like that. Like every single thing they could
Jesus.
possibly, like it wasn't just like one or two. It was like, let's try to load this story with as much of this shit as we possibly fucking can.
Yep.
I fucking hate local news anchors. Like, I hate the news media in general.
Yes.
Of course.
But local news anchors are the most, like, they're the worst people on the planet, I happen to think. Living in a relatively, like, medium-sized metropolitan area.
So
and I work,
basically, if a local news anchor and like a repeated child rapist and murderer were both hanging off a cliff, you know.
yeah, I would.
You'd be
I
more
would fucking-
likely to save the latter.
Yes, I would use the news anchor's body in any way that I could to create a rope to haul up the convicted pedophile. They're like the worst people on the planet. Anyway, sorry,
No, that's all right.
I got a little angry.
It's all right.
It's all right. Anger is good.
News anchor.
Let the hate flow through you.
So did you like Anchorman? Do you feel it's accurate or something?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like they're really like Ron Burgundy.
No. If they were like Ron Burgundy, they'd be awesome.
Oh, okay.
No, they're just like soulless Prada shoes buying fucking like just show me the script and I'll say I'll make a jackass out of myself in front of everybody because I literally don't give a fuck about any type of journalistic verisimilitude. Like I could give a fuck about what people don't know.
Just read a teleprompter.
Yeah, just put me in a pink fucking pantsuit and let me, tell people about a preacher that croaked.
Yeah.
Today, 100 children died in a fire.
Right.
2020 given exclusive access as federal agents listen in just a few cars away as Nicole Facenda plots the murder of her romantic rival. But so far,
I guess it was just the woman the whole time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so this is basically a woman trying to kill the woman that her husband left her
trying to
for
hire
or
someone
whatever.
to do it.
Yes.
And I believe
Right.
the whole fucking time it was like FBI. Just
yeah, I mean, these
playing her a
These are
fool.
not real hitmen because why would a real hitman even be meeting with this fucking chick to begin with?
Yeah.
But let's see.
Right.
she's cautious and careful with her words.
You know what I want. I want to be dressed in black. No, I'm not saying it.
She said she
saying
wants
it.
it. She wants it dressed in black,
Yeah.
which
Got
wants
it.
him
right.
dressed in black, like at her funeral, basically.
This'll save me from murder charges.
Yeah.
I won't say I want him dead. I'll just say I want to be dressed in black soon.
If
Yeah.
you could arrange for a situation where she would be worm food buried in a box underground in some sort of cemetery-like setting after a funeral.
Yeah. If she happens to be propped head first upside down in a rusty barrel and have hydrochloric acid piped up her asshole, then that'd be great. Don't kill her, though. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
She's a dumbass too because she spent a lot of money on this shit too, just to like get busted for it. You know,
She apparently she has $20,000 to spare.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why do these people?
$20,000.
How does someone this stupid just have $20,000 to throw around on murders? I don't.
Did she like take out a loan or something?
Probably went to the bank like, yeah, I want to start a sandwich shop.
Hitman, really that undercover federal agent. Now wondering, does the suspect suspect?
And I'm sorry that I'm crazy. Like,
Oh, there's another one. Does the suspect suspect?
Does the suspect suspect that they're a suspect? I think they're both suspect of this.
I suspect that they might.
Yeah.
that's all right.
But they keep going, and 2 days later, another parking lot, another conversation.
See, I would think that either she disappears and she's just never found, like these people are never found.
Okay.
Like that would be one good thing. I wouldn't care if she was in a horrible, horrible, horrible car accident and mangled up, and I don't care. Like gone. I want to go piss on her grave. I want to go to her funeral and spit in the gas.
So you want to see her dead? Is that what you're saying?
I will be happiest when this woman is dead and buried and 6 feet under.
But Nicole is now digging.
Like, okay, and she's the first time she's like, well, I want him dressed in black, and the next time she's like, I want to fucking piss on her grave and spit in her casket. I want to fucking buy a fucking spiked strap-on dildo and fuck her throat until it pulls her fucking head off.
She probably thought that she'd really adequately checked this hitman out after meeting him once and doing the whole, like, I'm going to dance around it and say I want him dressed in black. And, so the next time they talk, they're just like old buddies, right? He's like, you fucking kill that bitch yet? Cut his dick off and put it in his mouth. Jeez. What a
own
swing.
grave. And when asked what to do with the ex-boyfriend, it turns out, kill the woman, keep him.
She says, get rid of the woman.
Shoot him in the foot or something.
I don't want him hurt, but if he's limping around, if he has a cast on, who cares?
So she was like, don't kill him, just like shoot him in the foot or something.
Yeah, if he's limping around, that's fine.
Yeah.
Even that might even be better because then he can't run away from me.
Well, just make sure you leave him one nut because we're going to be making babies soon. Because we're clearly in a
once
in a
that
good
bitch
position.
dead, he gonna come crawling back to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Wants to see him suffer. She wants to see him at the other woman's funeral. But perhaps darkest of all, listen to this. When asked what to do if the other woman's children get in the way,
I don't give a shit. Let me tell you, and don't think I'm a bad person, but if something happened to one of the kids get killed, oh well, I'm sorry. You know what?
So if the kids get in the way,
I like how she
Take 'em out.
I like
Take 'em
how
out.
she opens with how she's not a bad person, though.
Right.
I'm not a bad person, but if one of the kids get in the way, kill him.
I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I really would like to have full-on anal sex with you.
You know, I'm not racist, but, you know, niggers are ruining America. That's just all I'm saying.
It's terrible.
Oh.
She agrees to pay $20,000 for the murder. And look at this. Authorities giving 2020 the photo she texted to
That's
make
pretty
sure
much all the
get the
meat
right
that's on
woman.
the bone.
and then
on
she
this one,
texts the picture of the girlfriend.
What?
I said that's pretty much all the meat that's on the bone.
Yeah,
on this
yeah.
one. It kind of goes into some other.
So you know
shit.
she gets caught. She blows $20,000 to get caught and go to prison. So I guess that's.
I hope she doesn't go to prison because she's not a bad person. I mean,
yeah.
Caught with nothing in her pockets but a package of Kleenex. She really blew this one. Come on. This is stupid. It's the best.
Fuck you, Paul.
So now we're going to talk about Obama.
Oh boy.
Obama.
I
Obama.
like that. You know what? I've never heard that before. I like that better. Obama.
He should start. He should start pronouncing his name.
That's
like
what
that.
we should start calling him from now on.
I'm Obama. Obama.
All right. So this is about Obama. He met with Ukraine's prime minister.
Cool.
President Obama put out a stern warning to Russia on Wednesday. He said the West will be forced to apply a cost to Moscow if it fails to change course with its involvement in Ukraine. Obama held talks with Ukrainian Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk at the White House, searching for diplomatic leverage to force Russian President Vladimir Putin.
What's his name? Seni Yatsenyuk? Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Obama and Seni Yatsenyuk.
To loosen his military grip on Crimea.
But we will continue to say to the Russian government that if it continues on the path that it is on, then not only us, but the international community, the European Union and others will be forced to apply a cost to Russia's violations of international law.
I just have to say, like, I used to like Obama's cadence.
Yeah.
Like I used to like the way that he spoke, and now it just irritates the ever loving shit out of me now. Like the big pregnant pauses between everything, and this like every word is spoken with the utmost gravitas. You know what I mean? Oh, it drives me up a wall.
It's pretty hard for him not to slip back into Ebonics, though. You know.
Do you think he uses Ebonics like in his personal life?
No.
Yes.
I don't.
You think so?
No, I don't really think so. But it'd be funny.
No. he was no. Anyway, yeah.
But no, I don't know. I don't know where Paul stands on the Ukraine thing, but I'm kind of two minds about it, honestly. Like I'm very divided on how that should be handled, because I kind of see the point on both sides, or however many sides there are.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem is I don't really know where the battle lines are drawn here. There seem to be multiple factions vying for different things, and I'll be honest, I don't understand that area of the world as well as some other people might. I do know that this trying to force Putin, and this is Putin is the guy that stole the guy's Super Bowl ring, right? For no reason.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So we know that Putin is a gangster, and not like gangster like a white guy going, "Oh man, that's some gangster shit," but like an actual gangster, like will rob you for your fucking ring. Like, let me see that ring, and you give it to him, and he's like, "Oh, that's nice," and then you get up to leave, and he's like, "So can I have my ring back?" "What ring, motherfucker?
Yeah.
What ring?"
Yeah.
"I see no ring. I have received no ring. Get out of my country." You know what I mean? Like that's the guy that you're going to try and pressure economically into doing something.
I must say, like, Obama, they described it as stern, but I mean, when he was saying it, it just kind of sounded like, if Russia doesn't cooperate, we're going to be forced to.
You know what it sounded like? It
something.
sounded like that lady the first time she met with the hitman. Yeah. trying to dance around the subject without actually saying anything.
It's like, Well, you know, if all the other countries were dressed in black attending, you know, Russia's funeral, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, look, if Mr. Putin decides to stay this course, he'll be dressed in black. And that's all I have to say about it. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to say anything else.
You have to throw more ahs in there, though.
Yeah. Dressed in black.
Dressed in black.
Dressed in black.
Vladimir Putin.
Putin. Putin.
Obama.
And its encroachments on Ukraine. There's another path available, and we hope that President Putin is willing to seize that path.
Yatsenyuk had this to say.
Mr. President, it's all about the freedom.
And sent another message to Putin to back down.
That's all he had to say?
What a poignant fucking clip. Like, what a great job they did pulling that clip. Mr. President, it's all about the freedom. You know, like, that's okay.
I'm sure that's all he said, too.
I'm glad that we're diplomatically making some strides here.
Oh. It's like, okay, well, never mind then. If it's all about freedom, you can do whatever you want. I kind of think that, I mean, like, a lot of people would probably take issue with this analogy, but, like, it seems almost like Crimea is, or, I mean, even the Ukraine itself is kind of like Russia's Iraq at this point.
Yeah, well,
like
Russia...
it's this country that they're invading to supposedly liberate, but the people there don't necessarily want the liberation being offered.
Well, also, back in the Soviet era, they were fighting Afghanistan for a long time too, and that was kind of like their Iraq back in the day. Well,
yeah, I mean, and we funded the Afghanis, of course.
Yeah.
So
I'm so glad. I'm so glad we gave Bin Laden that training, because you know,
right?
Yeah.
What a good long-term ally he turned out.
Yeah,
to be.
Had to get those commies, man.
I mean, and you know what the sad thing is there are some people who look on that investment and they think, oh, that paid off, like in dividends, that paid off. Because they made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well,
they made a lot of money.
There's no other consideration that really needs to be, you know, looked at other than money. I mean, like, look, sir, millions of people are dead. Millions of others are been displaced, and there's carnage and death, and our soldiers and the economy's. Wait, hold on, son. How much money did we make? Oh, well, we made out like bandits, sir. Okay, well then it's fine. Just don't worry about it. All that other stuff will take care of itself, you know?
I hear you. Now, I hear you. Systematic genocide, yes, rape, but what's the bottom line? What's the bottom line is what I'm asking you.
Pretty much.
Down and calm down.
Mr. Putin, tear down this wall. The wall of war, intimidation, and military...
Did he just quote... was he just parodying, like, Reagan right there?
Yep. Tear down this wall.
Yeah. Mr. Putin.
Tear down this wall.
7 years ago, our forefathers, Mr. Putin... Like, somebody just handed him a collection of quotes from American presidents, and he's just trying to read it in his horrible broken English.
Yeah.
I wish I knew more famous speeches that we could make fun of, but...
Right. I have dream that one day my children will stand on the mountaintop and
spit
down. Spit on the capitalist pig dog.
Aggression. Let's stop. Let's calm down.
This comes as election workers assemble polling stations in Crimea, and Ukraine's military holds drills in the southern part of the country. All in preparation for the March 16th referendum vote on joining Russia, when the fate of Crimea will be determined.
It's kind of weird to take over part of a country and then hold a vote there to be like, you know, hey, do you guys want us to stay here and continue conquering you, or shall we go?
Yeah, from a purely pragmatic perspective, it seems like something that would have been better done before the invasion.
Right.
You know? Like, do you guys want us to come? Yes for, you know, check yes for yes and no for no. Yeah.
Oh, 51% say yes, we coming.
Here we come.
Other 49% clear out if you don't want invasions. I like it.
So yeah, there was that other one that we found earlier where
no, there isn't. You're a liar.
Okay, I lied.
Why is Ben always lying?
I don't know.
That's not something you got to know about Ben, Paul. He's a chronic liar.
That's okay. I love liars.
Yeah.
Liars are uniformly fantastic storytellers, so they're cool in my book.
So, do you think that the majority of people who have children are happier than those who do not have children? They did a new study on it.
2, actually.
2 new studies.
Okay, so the question is, are people who have children happier than people that don't, or vice versa?
Yeah, who do you think is happier?
It's a tough one. You got to kind of deconstruct that before you can answer it.
Go ahead.
Because I think that people that have kids, I think the poll is gonna say people that have kids are happier, because I think that people that have kids feel an obligation to say that they're happy, to protect the kids, whereas people that aren't, don't have kids can just be honest.
Well, let's see.
Those without. CNN's Kelly Wallace has been looking at some intriguing new research on that subject, and she joins us now. Nice to see you, Kelly. What have you learned?
Well, you learn it's kind of a mixed picture out there, Fanula, because there were these 2 studies, and one study looked at this issue and said once you take out issues like income, education, religion, and health, factors that might influence how happy you are about your overall life, that study found very little difference between sort of the overall life satisfaction between parents and those people without kids. At the same time, another study, also a very large study, this by the Open University in England, looked at satisfaction with relationships and with partners. And that study found a very significant difference. People without children were much happier in their marriages and in their relationships than people who have kids.
So, you were wrong, Paul.
I was dead wrong. Like, my cynical ass was like, you know what? It's going to turn out like this. It's going to turn out like the parents hate their kids, but they're lying about it. Like, damn. I went to a dark place and was completely wrong.
But the funny thing is, I bet you that you're still right. Like, I bet you the results are even more skewed in that way, because I bet parents were feeling obliged to lie and say they were happier.
Right.
Unless the tests, I mean, I don't know how exactly these surveys were conducted, and you always have to kind of if you're really going to put much stock into something, you have to see how it was actually conducted. But
right.
I mean, these are 2 studies being reported that pretty much come to the same conclusion and seem to be from pretty reputable sources.
Right.
That basically would lead one to conclude that, children are probably more of a burden than a blessing.
Yeah.
Which I think that, common sense would have pretty much told you.
Yeah.
So, but, I mean, and that's pretty much why, I mean, I always figured that was why our culture has to make this big to-do about children and be like, they always have this thing kids are a pain in the ass, but you love them, and it's just they change your life, Yeah. After you have kids, the sky is bluer, the clouds are whiter, the grass is greener, everything is just generally brighter and happier. You've seen the old cartoons where inanimate objects have faces and smile and dance around. Well, that's what it's like when you have kids. Everything is just better.
Yeah, that it'll change your life line is the line that when parents say it to me, it makes me not want to have children. It's like, what? I'm okay where I'm at. I don't need my life changed. I'm all right.
Life pretty good actually right now.
Yeah,
I mean, this, I can handle this. This seems like it's got some stability. I'm finally it took me years and years to even feel comfortable where I am. So I'm not really looking to throw a fucking monkey wrench in these gears just now.
A screaming pile of human need.
Yes.
That will hang on you like a tumor for the next 18 years. No, I don't mean to seem like I'm that fucking cynical about children. My wife and I, we tried to have kids. Found out that we couldn't. I have a low sperm count and nothing worked. So I'm firing blanks clearly. And so now I've got the other perspective. I kind of look
when you have a low sperm count, does that mean that the fucking little tadpoles are just like dead and not lively, and they're just kind of like sitting around like, eh.
Yeah, I had malformed sperm, so like some of them had 2 tails and shit.
They're both trying to swim against each other.
Yeah.
Why are we getting nowhere? It's like that's your
just,
sperm are like a metaphor for America.
Right. And then just the count was low. So, and there's nothing that can, they tried a few things. I went and I did the test.
So if we looked at your jizz under a microscope, we'd see a bunch of malformed, we'd see like 3 malformed sperm just kind of lazing about like, whatever.
Yeah, dude. It would be like the saddest jizz ever. Anybody else's jizz would look like a fucking circus was going on. Everybody's like, wee! And then in my jizz, it's just like 4 freaks going, fuck this.
That's awesome.
Make it to the egg this time. Go do it. Come on, guys.
And I suppose they say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I wonder if happiness is in the mind of the mind's owner. Basically, I mean, is it really based on comparative studies with if you have a partner or if you have children? Is that the only benchmark?
Well, I think that is such a key point, and that sort of came out in the reaction to the study. It is really about sort of individual choice. A lot of people reacting online saying that people who choose not to have kids sometimes are criticized by other people saying, how could you not have kids, when they say we're very happy by our decision not to have kids. At the same time, people who have kids kind of can look at other people and say, we're very happy by having kids. And that's, satisfying for our lives. So, it's like apples and oranges. Just because one person...
Who even would have a problem with that, though? I mean, like, I don't think... Like, just because a study was done that showed something doesn't mean we have to have, like, a reaction to it like, well, but it's okay to do either thing. It's like, yeah, we're already aware of that.
Don't have facts to back this up.
We're already aware of that.
You don't have... Oh.
Let's move on to another story.
All right. Uh-oh. Okay.
Uh-oh. Let's do the Iraq story.
All right.
This is
interesting. Fuck.
Did you hear about this?
No, I just... Anything coming out of Iraq is typically not good news.
This is not good news, unless you like having sex with 9-year-old girls.
Oh, okay.
So, is this good news to you, Paul?
No.
Are you sure?
No, this is clearly horrifying news.
Okay.
Okay.
A contentious draft law is being considered in Iraq that would allow girls as young as 9 to get married, provoking outrage
I hate the
from
wording
rights
on
activists.
that. This would allow girls as young as 9 to get married. Like, I don't think that they're the ones clamoring for this. I mean, like, I don't see a bunch of 9-year-olds out there picketing to get fucked by like big smelly Arab men.
Yeah.
Like, come on!
God.
I'm 9. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad we delivered democracy to those people.
Yeah, this is some...
I'm so glad the eagle flew over Iraq.
Let the eagle soar. Some shock and awe.
Dropped its eggs of freedom like Justin Bieber egging his neighbor's house.
Talk about shell shock. Blah, 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 blah.
And many Iraqis who see it as a step backwards for women's rights. The measure, which is aimed at creating different laws for Iraq's majority Shiite population, could further fray the country's divisions amid some of the worst bloodshed since the sectarian fighting that nearly ripped the country apart after the U.S.-led invasion.
Oh, God. What a thing to kill each other over. Like, we want to fuck little girls. You're going to let us fuck little girls, and then the other people are like, no, you cannot fuck the little girls. They're tearing the country apart over something that should be common fucking sense.
Yeah.
Am I gonna get banned from the internet for using that that accent just now?
Nah, you're fine. No one cares.
Little 9-year-old daughter. It would be unjust to her. How could I let her get married at that age? She wouldn't be able to comprehend or undertake the marriage affairs physically or mentally. She wouldn't be able to endure married life at such age. To ask her to endure that would be to ask her to commit a suicide.
Currently, girls as young as 15.
I hate to point out, though, that, as a Muslim, it's not deniable that, Muhammad, the founder of the religion, was in, a marriage with a 9-year-old, so, think they actually got married before she was 9. It was like married to like a 6-year-old or something. And I think they actually consummated the marriage when she was 9. So I mean, like, how do they? I mean, I just wonder how that reconciliation comes, where she can realize and be completely cognizant of the fact that no, a 9-year-old girl. It's very inappropriate for a 9-year-old girl to be married to a grown man, and yet still practice a religion where the founder did exactly that.
Right. Which is probably why it's such a contentious issue. Aside from the fact that there are probably a lot of people that just want to legally have sex with a bunch of 9-year-old girls.
You know, I mean, like, as flawed as Christianity is, and as much as the Jesus thing fucks with us, I'm glad that Jesus never fucked any kids. You know, I'm glad that's not there to muddy.
He left that to Lot.
Yeah, Lot
and his daughters. Yeah.
Well, Lot was just offering his daughters up to the mob so that the random strangers. So, but he was protecting a couple of random male strangers. So I mean,
well, angels, right? Because the crowd wanted to rape.
But he didn't know. He didn't know they were angels, though. They didn't reveal themselves to be angels until afterwards. So I mean, like, if he knew they were angels at the time, then
didn't Lot escape?
Yeah, then he
Sodom?
escaped, but then his daughters actually kind of raped him because he was drunk.
Right.
Yep.
He was drunk, but his daughters thought that the entire world was destroyed. Said, like, well, it's up to us to propagate humanity, so jump on Dad's cock. I mean, this is in the Bible. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But at least Jesus never fucked any kids, because then maybe there'd be like a contention about this in America. Like, hey, is pedophilia really wrong? I mean, after all, Jesus was a kid fucker. I mean, come on.
Come on now.
Just the Bible. Read the Bible. Just
read it. It's right in there.
It's right in there. Look, it said Jesus sprayed a load on that little girl's face. I mean, I don't know what you fucking expect. How can you say it's wrong when Jesus done it? That's probably why they crucified him.
Oh,
that's fucking hilarious.
Oh, my stomach fucking hurts.
So you want to move on to something else?
No, let's play the rest of it.
You want to play the rest of it? All right.
I want to see what they say.
Okay.
Can be married only with a guardian's approval. The bill makes the father the only parent with the right to accept or refuse the marriage proposal.
Of course.
According to many Orthodox readings of the Quran, the Prophet Muhammad's marriage to a young girl who is 6 years old demonstrates that the practice is allowed under Islamic law.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's a good thing Jesus didn't fuck kids.
Yes.
So, we're moving on, I guess, to what is the next story we're doing?
You know, we can go back to the one that we skipped,
which is
somebody in the chat real quick. Sorry, guys, made a lot pun. He said he had a lot going on downstairs, but oh shit, oh, let me write that down.
You know what? Let's talk about the crazy lady that is going to marry Charles Manson.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Manson, you know his name, you know his infamous murders, his cult following, his prediction of helter-skelter and apocalyptic race war. But what you probably don't know is that one of the most notorious men in the world has a girlfriend. And here she is, 25-year-old Star. These pictures posted to fan website MansonDirect.com. That name, by the way, Star, Manson thought that up himself. She has been seeing Manson, now 79, ever since she was 19. The news today, she says they plan to marry. CNN's Ted Rollins talked to her just a while back and asked her why.
All right, so I can't wait to hear her reasoning.
There was So this is Charles Manson. You could say a lot about Charles Manson, but obviously when it comes to women, he's got some skills.
Yes.
I mean, this is a guy, like, his cult back in the day was mostly women, and even now at 79 and behind bars, he can still attract, like, 25-year-old girls.
Yeah.
To, you know, fall in love with him that they want to marry him.
I get the bad boy thing. You know, girls like guys that have a little edge of danger. But, like, at what point do you find yourself literally seeking out Charlie Manson's shriveled old dick in some fucking penitentiary somewhere in California he'll never get out of? At what point do you just stop and go, holy fucking shit? Like I'm almost worse off than he is because I know what he is and I'm still attracted to him.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, let's hear her reasoning.
All right.
Well, because I love him, and I've got half a brain that I can see that he is the one that knows what's going on. He's the one that is in the truth whenever nobody else is. And
what is it about him compared to other people you've met in your lifetime that makes him so unique and different?
Charlie always tells the truth, no matter what.
Got it.
He's because he knows what's going on, and he always tells the truth.
well, I agree with one thing that she said. She's got half a brain.
Yes, exactly.
That's clearly the case.
Now we're showing a picture of her on the screen. Okay, yeah, they can see the picture. Never mind. And then there's a bald picture of her too, but it doesn't seem she's bald now. She has like the long brown hair going.
I have the bald picture up right now.
Yeah.
She's not a bad-looking lady.
No.
She does. I mean, I wouldn't like pass her on the street and think there's a girl that wants to suck Charles Manson's dick.
Exactly. Maybe if you saw the bald picture, you would.
Oh, well, there's a girl that wants to suck Charles Manson's dick.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly. It's kind of on a delay, so you're just seeing it. But yeah,
got it. Yeah, okay.
But I mean, right now she's got she has the more normal look going on with the long brown hair, and she looks very innocuous and just kind of like you wouldn't see her and be like, that's Charles Manson's girlfriend.
Yeah,
right.
Let's hear a little bit more of whatever she has to say.
Charlie, she says. Ted Rollins. I was looking closer to see if she had the X carved in her forehead because I know she has since done that for her love. Tell me more about her and why she wants to do this.
Well, she's a unique young lady, that's for sure, Brooke. I met her when she was 21 out in Corcoran. She moved from the Midwest to be near Charlie. She says she was attracted to Charlie because she was attracted to his readings and his writings on the environment, not his crimes. She said she didn't even really realize that this guy had been accused of all these crimes before she was attracted
She didn't
to him.
realize
She says
that?
it's all about...
There's no way.
She's
stupid. There's no other way she would. I mean, that's just bullshit. I mean, that's not even stupidity. That's just a lie. I mean,
right.
It's stupid that she's dating Charles Manson, but I mean, whatever. That's her life. It's just interesting, I mean, and it's got to feel bad if you're like some guy out there that's like really, like, man, I know there's a girl out there for me, and one day I'm gonna meet her and I'm gonna find her. And then, he just goes through, he goes on all these dates and then just failures. And he's just like, I don't understand. I feel like I'm a nice, reasonably attractive guy and I just can't make a relationship work. And then he fucking opens up the newspaper like, Charles Manson dating reasonably attractive 25-year-old. He's like, fuck it. I'm going to hang myself in my fucking garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that was true, if she didn't realize at the beginning that he was what he was, and then
how else would it's not like she just met him at a club or something,
right?
I mean, he was in prison. Like, what do you mean she didn't realize? I mean,
that's the point. Like, how did you seek him out? Did you just go through like a prison directory and go eeny meeny miny mo until you landed on an M?
Ooh, Manson, that sounds cool.
Manson, he sounds nice. Let me correspond with him. And then when you found out that he'd engineered multiple murders, you stuck by him. You're like, oh, well, that's okay, because he knows what's going on.
I'm sure they deserve to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The environment. Well, she picked up on it pretty quickly, and it didn't dissuade her. And she says that she really buys into what Charlie says. Here's what she says about Charlie and the environment and her attraction to both.
Charlie is all about ATWA, which is air, trees, water, animals. And he's been talking about it for over 40 years. And none of the TV shows have ever picked that up. I don't know why.
That's not even true. I mean, people have all. I mean, like, I've seen several shows about Charles Manson that delve pretty well into his environmentalist rhetoric.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, I mean,
So-
for him, it really is just rhetoric that he uses to draw people to him and manipulate them. 'Cause
Right.
he has,
And it clearly works.
Yes. Yes, it does. I mean, his big thing back in the day was the race war. I mean, the premise of their cult was that there would be a race war. The blacks would win and kill all the whites, and that's why him and his group had to hide in the mountains.
Right.
And then they would, and then once the black people realized they were too stupid to run society, him and his cult would come back, and they would be greeted like, "Oh, white people, now society can function again."
And didn't you get the whole idea for this from a Beatles song?
Yeah, because he felt like the songs were communicating that.
Yeah. It was totally in his head, but he got that idea from the Beatles.
Helter Skelter.
Yeah, Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter.
Which, to be honest with you, was a fucking edgy song for its time.
Yeah, I mean,
if you listen to Helter Skelter now, like it sounds pretty fucking edgy now, and you can imagine when it came out.
Yeah,
people's
I've always kind of felt that way about that song. Like, I mean, like compared to the music of the time, it's like, wow, this is like really kind of like pushing a new envelope. And I can kind of see how in the fevered imagination of someone like Charles Manson, that could become, his anthem of carnage.
Right.
But yeah. I think we've talked enough about Charles
Anthem
Manson's
of carnage.
dick wetting activities. Can he even still get up? It does, I guess it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't at this point.
I don't even know if they give him conjugal visits. It looks like they must if she's standing there with him.
Yeah.
With his fucking squinty eye, he looks like a pirate.
Yes.
Like, what is the deal?
I don't
with
know.
Charlie. Why is he only aging on one side of his face?
That's a good point.
Did you know that TJ had sex with Sean Hannity's hair?
Yes, that's true. I did have sex with
Wait a
Sean
minute.
Hannity's
Wait a minute.
hair.
Okay, you got to what? How?
I don't know. It's just a running joke on the show that I've had sex with Sean Hannity's
It's something
hair.
that Scotty says every time, but since he's not here right now, I just said it.
Ben is taking it up for me.
Did you pull out and shoot it on the hair?
Yeah, that's what he uses as gel.
Or did you finish in the hair?
I finished in the hair. It was like the hair cream pie, and then Bill O'Reilly showed up and he licked it all out.
Oh, that's so hot.
I know. It was a good day. I mean, it was a good day.
Bill likes to work the tank.
I don't like Sean Hannity, but his hair is fairly attractive. Like if you just cover the face.
Well, they do a good job of hiding that towering forehead of his. Like he's got the top of his head is huge.
I have a huge head myself, but I don't bother trying to hide it because I just figure that whatever, who cares?
Yeah, no, fuck it. Yeah, well, I've got a gigantic Irish melon, and I recognize it here in Sean Hannity.
Yeah, he actually does. He has one of those heads that just there's really no like neck to speak of. It's just like head, and then there's like kind of this. He's this bulbous thing that's just as thick as his head, leading down into his body.
He's kind of got like a smaller Jay Leno chin going on too.
He kind of does,
like a mini Jay Leno.
He
chin.
actually looks like I don't know if you guys remember the Super Mario Brothers movie. If you guys like terrible movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
There was a gun that
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, there was a gun that made things de-evolve, and I think that basically Sean Hannity looks like Jay Leno was shot with one of those. He kind of looks like an unevolved Jay Leno.
Oh my fucking god! He does.
I know.
He does. He looks like he got shot with a devolver gun, dude. I can't believe all these years I've been staring at his stupid, self-righteous fucking face, and I didn't realize.
Anyway, we've got to.
That's going to be the title of the video Sean Hannity got shot with a devolver gun.
Anyway, this is Sean Hannity goes one-on-one with a surfer on welfare.
Yeah, a surfer. I don't really get that, but here we go.
Cast is a California surfer. He lives on food stamps, eats lobster, and avoids work. He recently caught up with Fox News' Jesse Waters about his unique, well, living situation. Let's take a look.
Do you understand why people may not agree with your situation?
Just because my job's a little cooler than your job, and I think people are a little bit more jealous than anything. And I think the food stamps give me an opportunity to focus more on a career.
You're an able-bodied guy, healthy, you can work. Do you think you're gaming the system?
No, why would I be gaming the system? I fit in the qualifications.
Hold on. I hear a phone ringing.
Yeah.
Is that mine? Where is it? Fucking show being disrupted by phones.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so you've heard it so far, but that wasn't Sean Hannity, but I guess Sean Hannity is going to talk to him soon.
Well, you know, I think I saw this one, and the guy that they're dragging in front of the camera to try and make him look like a deadbeat and a retard.
Yeah.
Like, he ends up coming out looking pretty decent in comparison to them. It's just another one of those things. Like, he clearly is kind of sucking on the teat, but he makes a good argument for it, at least.
Yeah.
He's able to defend his position.
Yeah, he said he meets the qualifications for it. So.
Right.
All right, here now in studio explaining for himself, surfer Jason Greenslade. You smoking on the set? What is it? It's an electronic cig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, how you doing?
Good, how about yourself?
You're 29 years old.
Yeah.
When's the last time you worked?
I like this guy. I just want to say, because he's a long-haired dude smoking on an e-cigarette, and I'm a long-haired dude smoking on an e-cigarette. Although my hair's not as long as his, but I'm
a long-haired dude smoking on an e-cigarette.
No, you're bald, remember?
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
I'm bald.
I guess you ruined it now, but whatever.
Anyway.
I've told them that Ben is bald when actually he has like long hair.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the two of you with long hair.
Yeah. We're so pretty.
Oh.
We feel pretty. Oh, so pretty.
So yeah.
But seriously, TJ, you hit that hair though.
What's that?
You hit that hair?
Yeah, I did.
Damn, dude, props.
Props, yo. High five.
Snap.
He hit that hair.
Hit that hair.
Man. Damn.
What'd you do?
I had band practice.
All right, but you don't get paid for band practice.
Not yet.
All right, so you're hoping that you become successful in music, which, by the way, I'm a big believer in people should follow their dream.
Yes.
Okay, so, but when's the last time you worked a job that pays you money?
A year ago?
A year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. As Jesse was pointing out, you're a strong, able-bodied guy. What do you play? What instrument?
I play guitar and sing.
And you sing?
Yes.
Okay, so you have enough energy to do that every day, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you get how much from the government every month?
I get $189 towards cold food.
Towards food?
Yeah, like no warm food.
Yeah. Now, didn't you?
So
what a fuck! What a leech and burden.
I know.
Upon
Seriously,
the system.
$189 a month for cold food for apples and oranges. Man, this guy's really destroying society.
What a fuck! Yeah, man. I'm pissed. You know, because.
Well, I know Sean Hannity personally has seen revenue drop because of this guy. You know, I mean, it's coming directly out of his pocket, clearly. And Sean his lifestyle is worse because of it, right? I mean, Sean's barely scraping by.
Yeah, poor Sean. I mean, like I can kind of understand where the conservatives are coming from, because I mean, if you have a lot of people who, you know, potentially could be working, who are just like taking money out of the system, and of course they're not paying taxes if they have no real income. So I mean, I can kind of see the point where it's like, okay, well, this person is taking money out, and they really are not having any potential at this point to put anything back in. But
right,
I mean,
you know,
but I mean, probably even what this guy represents just in, you know, contributing like in sales tax and shit like that. And I mean, obviously, at some point in this guy's life, he is going to fucking work. I mean,
right.
It's not,
and even if he doesn't, This is always my argument when somebody comes to me with this welfare thing. It doesn't even matter if this guy's really genuinely leeching on the system and keeps leeching on it for the rest of his life. We have a social safety net in place to protect people who fall on hard times, who lose their job or their home, right? People are going to take advantage of that. Is it more important to you to punish those people who would leech on the system, if it means punishing the people who genuinely need it? Is that what's important to you? To get revenge on this small subset of the group, and let's be honest, that's what it is. Most people that are on welfare, you never fucking hear from. You never hear about it. They use it as a stopgap in between jobs. They get back on their feet and they go back to work.
Of course, I mean that's why Fox News, seeks out some guy who's like, I'm a surfer dude, and they're like, look, this is the typical welfare case.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he's not, but yeah, I mean, like, I can kind of see their point, at least when it comes to people like him. But I mean, I don't even think what he's doing is that bad or wrong, and I'm sure that this guy probably will find some sort of career path at some point, or whatever.
I know.
You want to know how to get guys like? Oh, sorry.
No.
Know how to get guys like this back to fucking work?
How?
You get like if that's what's going on. To get him to go back to work, raise the fucking minimum wage. Make minimum wage jobs something that you can make a living at. I'm not talking about an extravagant living, but pay for a family. Like, you know what I mean? Like 2 minimum wage jobs, make that livable, and this guy will go out and get work.
I don't know if you've seen us on our show talk, but we've talked about the minimum wage thing several times, and we're all in favor of raising the minimum wage on the show. And that's one of the reasons why. One of the many reasons.
Sure.
And pretty much everyone that we've had on the show, I think, has agreed with us, except for Jacqueline Glenn. She didn't agree with us for she thought it might cause people to lose their jobs when corporations basically had a shitty reaction to it, which probably would happen in the short run. But I think in the long run, it would be a lot better if we had a minimum wage that was actually a living wage. I mean, like, that seems like such a common sense thing. Like, hey, I think that we should at least pay people enough to live on. But apparently that's a controversial stance in America. Like, no, what the hell are you, some kind of fucking communist?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Right, yeah.
We're trying to play
that's exactly my point. And it's welfare and guns that you can't talk about with people anymore. Oh.
It's a lot of things you can't talk about with people, though. You can't talk about religion with a lot of people.
If you don't have a job and you're not rich, blame yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to play earlier.
If you can't, I mean, like, if you can't talk about religion with a lot of people. You can't talk about welfare. You can't talk about guns. You can't talk about anything that has to do with sex, like birth control, or, you can't talk about abortion. There's just so many things that, like, there's no real discourse on because one side's, basically the level of their discourse is like, no, fuck you, you fascist, liberal, communist, Nazis, Muslims.
Muslims. You communist, Nazi Muslims.
Right.
Yeah. And the term, like, the another thing that I fucking hate, and this is something you see, like, with Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly kind of started this, but a lot of conservatives do it. They talk about ideologues. And it's like, oh, no, proponents of a certain and particular idea. Woo!
Right.
It's like, no, not that. Don't you guys realize that you are ideologues, too?
Yeah.
Come on. But
and like they don't fit the definition of ideal either, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's like, it's like on the
guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm getting a lot of lag over here. Do you think I should try and call back in?
Yeah, and you know what? We should probably do a quick break anyway.
Yeah, well, we're going to go ahead and just take a 10-minute break.
We'll come back to the Sean Hannity thing because there's a lot more that he says here. And then also, feel free to start sending in questions now. We'll start accepting questions and reviewing them.
Yeah, if you guys want to send us a question, our Skype is Drunken Peasants, and the way it works is you send your question as a text question. If we like it, we will be calling you later on in the show, so be prepared to answer the call, and be sure the show is turned off when you answer the call so that the audio doesn't interfere.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe.
Be sure to hit the like and subscribe and suck our dicks and fucking post the Drunken Peasants every fucking conceivable place you ever possibly could or ever will go. Thank you.
Like us on Facebook.
We're taking a
follow
10-minute
us
break,
on Twitter.
and when we get back, we're going to call Paul back, and we're going to finish the Sean Hannity thing, and we're a few more stories, and then we're going to take some calls.
Yeah, we'll call you back soon, Paul.
All right, cool.
All right. So, yeah, we'll be right back.
Corporations are people, my friend.
You know I get calls from back home every fucking day. They think you went batshit. I'll be there in the morning. You can fucking try me, fatso. You fucking try me.
Lemons with AIDS. When are we going back on the air, Ben?
I don't know. When do you want to do that?
I don't know.
Fuck you, Bill Maher. Fuck you, Bill Maher. Fuck you. Fuck your mother in a fucking asshole. Go fuck yourself. That cunt is a douchebag, and I fucking hate him. He gets on his dumb fuck show and talks shit like that all the time. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck your mother!
Fuck you! Oh, it never gets old. It really doesn't.
It doesn't.
I know, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
At least to me it doesn't. Someone else out there might be like, God, stop playing the fucking club. Ugh.
No, I've noticed quite a few people enjoy it.
Quite a few people enjoy it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hello.
That was weird.
Hey.
Yeah, that was. Okay.
Yeah. So does everything sound better now?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. You guys are no longer robotic, so we're good.
Awesome.
We're all good.
All right. Well, we'll play a little bit more of the Sean Hannity clip here, and then we'll move into taking some calls from the viewing audience.
Hoorah.
You went to a shop to check out some girls when you were with Jesse. Did you have it go in an Escalade?
Yeah, it's the labels.
Okay. The label gives you an Escalade?
For shows and stuff for the camera.
And you go to strip clubs?
Yeah, we went to the strip club.
And you on food stamps?
Yes.
And you don't work for any job that pays you cash? You haven't for a year?
I haven't gotten paid cash yet. Reason is because we've been in the studio, Rat Life, my band, and we haven't been able to play any shows until the album's done. So
for a whole year it takes you to cut one album?
Yeah, it was supposed to be done last January.
Last January?
We finished this January.
All right. So you get 200 in food
I feel like Pan was involved in the delay of this album.
Yeah.
Yeah, something tells me that there was some herbal causes behind the delay of this album.
Dude, it takes a long time to like align the creative energies that it requires. If you're like an artist, you have to like flow with existence, you know.
Yeah.
With existence.
What other government assistance? You get any other?
Yeah. Ride the snake.
To the lake.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna show it to you. That's my favorite. Jim, the line from the Doors movie, where he's like, he's gonna whip out his dick. He's like, all right, I'm gonna show it to you.
I like the part in that song, the end, where he's like, Father, yes, son, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking Morrison.
Yeah.
Morin Fuckison.
Government assistance?
Yeah, I get health care.
You get health care for free?
Yes.
Okay, anything else? Do you get any housing help, any housing assistance or anything like that? Where do you live?
San Diego.
I know you live in San Diego. What do you live in, a house, a car? Do you have an apartment? Do you live with your parents?
I live in a house.
With?
My friend.
Well, whose house?
My friend's house.
And he lets you live for free, rent free?
Yes.
Is he part of the band?
No.
He just lets you live rent free?
He's my lawyer.
Your lawyer, okay.
Yeah.
And do you do drugs?
No.
No drugs?
Yeah, right.
No.
All right.
I don't believe him.
Yeah, he's like, no.
No.
I always had that thing about the people that wear the sunglasses inside. I mean, like, yeah, I know you can't see this guy, but he's got long hair. He's got like big ass sunglasses on, and he's got a bandana, but then he's got a backwards baseball cap over the bandana.
Yes.
Right.
So
what a guy.
Yeah.
But no, they've they've like, once again, this is Fox News unearthing what they think is like the biggest fucking single offender in the welfare market. We're gonna drag him in front of the audience and get eviscerated. And I have a feeling that like this guy became an internet thing because of this, and is probably gonna sell albums because of this.
Which is probably why he's there in the first place.
Right.
Oh, and before I forget, my wife wanted me to say hi to Paul. So, hi, Paul.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, tell Holly I said what up.
She's
or whatever.
She's listening. She's listening, so she can hear you.
She's listening. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Holly's on.
And she made me cookies.
Has always been cool. To me.
I have cookies waiting for me when I get back home.
You know that Holly must really like you, Paul, because she doesn't like to listen to TJ's videos on the internet.
Yeah.
So she's putting up with listening to TJ to listen to you.
She's willing to actually listen to me just to hear you.
Yeah.
So
feel
the pride.
Yeah.
Deep
well, there you
inside.
go. I'm beaming with pride right now.
So what do you say, because we know how the rest of this is going to go. The funny thing is that there's like 4 more minutes of this, and I think the guy's just going to be like, yeah, man. And then Sean Hannity's like, wow.
Yeah. Can we skip forward a little and see if it ever gets a little more heated, or if Sean Hannity
I don't know if
starts
this guy
losing
can
his
get
shit?
heated.
I just want to see if Sean Hannity starts losing his shit just because he can't get this guy flustered.
So you want to thank the people of California?
I think if you walked up to this guy and kicked him in the nuts, he would be like, man,
that hurt.
So uncool, man. Like, that really hurt, bro. Like, not just my balls, but like my heart.
For sure. You're coming in kind of tinny, Paul. I don't know why.
He's auto-tuned.
Okay.
Yeah, you sound vaguely auto-tuned at various portions.
Someone said
maybe having some bandwidth problems.
Someone said TJ make a porno with Holly.
Let's see here.
How do you know he hasn't already?
Pan cookies with more zinc oxide. Smoke pan every day. And then someone just said grapes.
Yeah, there's a grape
grapes,
troll
grapes.
that's always trolling grapes all the time.
That's
crazy.
Like, that's someone's life. Someone wakes up, it's like, oh, all right, well, time for me to do my grape trolling. Yeah. I'm just going to go around the internet and let people know grapes. Hey, guys, grapes. Grapes. I am fulfilled as a human being. Grapes. Grapes. Spread the news of grapes. Grapes.
My personal tribute to the world's greatest fruit.
Facebook post. My daughter died. Grapes. Oh, okay.
So you're ready to take a call?
I'm surprised you don't have more people trying to call in, because yesterday we had a fucking shitload of people trying to call.
Yeah.
And today there's only a few. So apparently Paul is fucking not attracting the callers.
I think.
Oh man,
how does that feel, Paul?
I've failed.
You've failed us.
It feels god awful.
Spiritually, and existentially, and various other ways. Let's call somebody.
Right.
All right.
And now my dogs are failing me.
That's all right. We have dogs here that bark all the time, and sometimes I've listened to the shows and I've heard them barking in the background.
There have been times when we're doing the show when the smallest dog will come and like literally stick her tongue down my nose.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the little dog will stick its tongue like all the way up into your sinus cavity if you let it.
Yes.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like
she's giving kisses. Yo.
She's licked my brain before. I'm pretty sure. I felt the tongue just reach into my head and just like kind of massage my frontal cortex.
And if you don't stop it, then it'll just keep happening.
If you don't stop it, then it will eventually wrap its tongue around your brain, and then it takes control.
All right, so I'm going to call this person now and bring them on. See if
they're not answering.
They asked a question.
They're not answering.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
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 Okay.
On what?
So my question is about Islamophobia
Mm-hmm.
and whether it's a legitimate fear or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I feel a little bad saying this because I have closest Muslim friends, but
Mm-hmm.
I think we might have lost her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we may have lost her because...
Well, I mean, we kind of got the question anyway.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Oh.
There was a...
I can hear you.
That's a shame.
Okay, there you go.
I can hear you.
Okay, now you're back.
You were about to say that you feel kind of ashamed because you have Muslim friends, but...
Yep, and that's when you cut off.
Okay, well, I just want to know your thoughts. That's all.
Oh, okay.
So, Paul, you want to go first on this one?
Is Islamophobia... Sure. Is Islamophobia justified? Is that the question?
Pretty much.
Yes.
I think, I think the answer is no. If Islamophobia is justified, then Christian phobia must be justified, right?
I would say that I would say yes to both of those though. Like my thing is like, yeah, I'm pretty much afraid of anyone who's like, I have this ideology that tells me how to think. Like, okay, I am scared of you.
See, when I think of Islamophobia, though, I'm not thinking of a genuine, like, like people going, wow, that's a scary thing to prefer. I'm thinking like you're just irrationally afraid of all Muslims, right?
Right.
Like, is that the level of Islamophobia that we're talking about here? Or is it just like having concerns about the doctrine? Because if having concerns about Islamic doctrine constitutes Islamophobia, then yeah, I'm an Islamophobe. But if somebody walks in,
someone's just gonna take the yeah, I'm an Islamophobe and attribute it to you and post it somewhere.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
You can't be if that's one thing about being on the internet is you can't be upset about any distortion of your image.
Yeah.
But I pretty much agree with you. I mean, like if you're going to define it as, oh well, here's my criticisms of Islamic doctrine. If that's an Islamophobe, then yeah, I'm an Islamophobe. If it's basically like I'm irrationally afraid of every person who is a Muslim or might be a Muslim. I've lived in Louisiana and I've known people like that. So, not that there's not people like
and
that.
it's not,
I'm sure there's people like that.
There's
here
not
in
a
Ohio
justification
too,
for that.
But in Louisiana, it's a little more prevalent. Like, the idea that there's way more ignorance in the South is definitely true. I will say, as someone who's lived in both the South and the North.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. It was a good question. All right, so we just move on to the let's see. We're getting more of them now.
We're doing a Foo Fighters thing. Done. On to the next one. That's how we do it.
Yep.
That's how we roll up on the Drunken Peasants shizzle.
There we go.
Oh no, you can't do that.
Don't be calling us, motherfucker.
Yeah. Let's see.
Decline.
Let me see. Sorry, Paul. One moment here.
Some idiots trying.
No, it's all good.
Some idiots trying to call us, even though we fucking explicitly say at least once a show not to fucking do that.
Yeah, and Skype is such a blunt tool. Like, it gives you really no way to control that.
Yeah, so we're just getting rid of them.
Okay.
Well, murdering their face.
Oh, what the fuck. Anyway. Okay, so we will... Let's see. No. Okay. All right, here we go.
Hello.
They're not... There we go.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up?
Good question. What is up?
Okay, so yeah, what do you guys think about the overall spectrum of American the American political spectrum, like how there's pretty much the misconception of what communism or socialism is, or even anarchism and stuff like that. I remember my first exposure to those ideas were in high school. Like I had previous notions of what they were, but before or when I was in high school, they had told me what these things were, or that they were evil and stuff like that. And I wonder, what do you guys think about these misconceptions, and if Americans did know what these systems were and how they ran, or even read about them, would it make a difference? And what were you guys' first exposures to these ideas and stuff like that? Yeah.
That sounds like commie talk to me.
Communism.
Yeah.
Sounds
like a pinko.
Goddamn pinko red fucking faggots trying to make us all the same. Some of us ain't the same. Some of us are better than others. Damn it. Well, I mean, like I guess my first I didn't have any exposure to that shit in school. I had my first exposure was all on the internet. Like there was no one in school was ever like, hey, let's learn about anarchism today, or let's learn about communism. I mean, there was like some vague allusions to communism, and like, yeah, the Soviet Union, they were communists. Let's not discuss that system at all. Let's just, let's suffice to say it's bad, and here we go.
It's bad because it's bad. Okay?
Right. They drive you to an assumption in school, and I think it's just a reflection of how woefully undereducated this country is. There's no nuance in any kind of political discussion anymore. There's no people have really no understanding of what would be different about a communist society versus a socialist society. People think those words are used interchangeably. I just think it's a problem of education, and until.
Did Paul vanish? I think we lost Paul for a second. There we go. He's popping in and out of existence.
Yeah, I'm having major lagginess. I think I might be dragging your other calls down. If you guys would like, I can do my sign off now and get off of your bandwidth. So. No. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys. I can try and call back one last time and see if that fixes it. Can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I'm going to rate this call, all right.
Okay, so how about those Nick?
Oh, man, did I put that guy on?
Yeah.
I put that guy on hold.
Go ahead and just hang up.
All right.
Okay. Well, that was. It's immediately better now. So hopefully that's.
Let's hope that it stays better.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just that I don't know if it's just like taking other calls that fucks it up or whatever. But
this is the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a first time for everything.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. So
let's try another one.
All right. Let's see
if we can find another one. Here we go. Some kind of block person.
Yeah. He's from.
Hey.
What?
What?
I'm disturbed by your face.
I'm disturbed by how bad their audio is. Like,
Yeah, I was on last time. Right.
No, hang up. This isn't gonna work.
Right, I was on last time.
Sorry, go get a microphone. Get a microphone that's not a fucking phonograph, and we'll fucking talk.
It's.
I mean, come on.
He might as well have been using like
You're
Morse
such an elitist,
code.
TJ.
Yeah.
What if he can't afford a microphone?
Well, he should get on welfare like that surfer and fucking buy one with that. Just say it's cold food. Who can say what's really food? I'm gonna eat this microphone. Fucking bastards.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
So apparently the guy from the Red Hot Chili Peppers wants to talk to us.
Probably not a troll.
Sweet. No.
Hello, Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Hello.
What is your...
This is not actually Flea.
What? Holy shit. Are you sure?
What?
Damn
In
it.
case you didn't
You're
pick that.
lying.
I was going to have you sign my Jiggly Man tits, and now I can't do that. All right. So what is your question, not Flea? Not Flea the Nazi?
Yeah, I can...
Oh. See what I did? All right. Go ahead. Speak. Speak!
Yeah, recent watch Opie and Anthony video. Can you hear me? I'm speaking.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you bet, like, what I picked up from it was you were like pretty anti-gun control. Are you still like that?
What now?
Or have you changed your mind at all?
What? What happened? I must have missed something in this question.
I think he's asking you if you're yeah. I think he. I think I can translate. I think he asked if you used to be very anti-gun control. Have you changed your position any?
Yeah, I mean, like, sure. I mean, even if you'd seen more recent videos of mine, you would know that, I guess. But you know, whatever.
Good answer.
I mean, like, I've made several videos about
I mean,
guns that I'm advocating for more regulations. So I mean, that would be a hint that maybe my position has changed. But I know that not everyone watches all my videos religiously, even though they should. So you're forgiven, not Flea.
Fuck you, Flea.
Fuck you, Bill Maher. Fuck you, Bill Maher. Fuck you. Fuck your mother in her fucking asshole. Go fuck yourself. That cunt is a douchebag, and I fucking hate him. He gets on his dumb fuck show and talks shit like that all the time. Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck your mother!
That was a montage that I made yesterday.
And it's too classic.
Is that Dusty?
No, it's at first it's Opie from Opie and Anthony. It's an old video that TJ made a long time ago. Opie from Opie and Anthony was pissed off at Bill Maher, but all he really could say instead of refuting his argument was just like "fuck you, fuck your mother," like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I basically made a video probably like 2 or 3 years ago now, maybe even more, I don't know, where I was basically taking Opie and Anthony to task for being such shitty communicators of ideas.
Yeah, and they get paid to talk on the radio.
You know, because I mean, basically, I mean, I wish that I could.
Didn't they want to have you?
Well, yeah, they actually, because of that video, they invited me on, but when I said that they'd have to pay for my travel expenses, they seemed to lose interest. So.
Oh, there's a shock.
And TJ had a plan for when he got there.
Yeah,
when he was going to argue with them.
I was just gonna, whenever they tried to say anything to me, I was gonna be like, "Fuck you, fuck you." And then if they said like, "Is that all you got to?"
Classic.
If they said anything, if like, "Is that all you have to say?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly my point, you stupid motherfucker."
I would have gotten on the plane. I would have found a fucking plane ticket somehow and done that, because that would have been the most classic thing ever.
You could have done like a Kickstarter campaign for something like that.
You could have.
Yeah.
You could have, dude. You
Yeah.
could have led the way with that 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh man.
Fuck you,
Yep.
Bill Maher.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, Bill Maher.
Fuck you, Opie. Fuck you, Anthony. Fuck both of you. Fuck the three of us. Fuck your whole fucking audience. Fuck you.
Classic. We gotta rip that as
Yes.
one now too.
Yeah, that one will end up becoming a drop later on.
Dare we try to bring someone on?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know why, but it seems like when we have two callers, we've never had that problem before. It's pretty weird.
Fucking Paul cursed the show with his shit.
I did. I'm sorry.
Get someone on, yeah.
All right.
Let's try this fucker.
Yeah.
This fucking evil wizard-looking bitch.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Christopher, we can hear you.
Oh, thank God.
God, huh?
Last time, fucking, I reinstalled my operating system along with Skype, and it changed my default mic.
Uh-huh.
So
no one,
scintillating.
Yeah, you guys
no
have
one
up
gives a
on
fuck
Twitch
about
now.
that. Ask your question.
Okay, so my question, well, let me start with a statement. Do you guys know the Keurig coffee maker?
Yes. That actually is a question, not a
The-
statement, but go ahead. Yeah.
I know, but anyways.
I mean, you
the
specifically,
company that
it bothers me because
has officially-
you specifically said we're not going to ask a question, you were going to make a statement, and then you immediately asked a
Well,
question. I mean, it's
this
just
part is the statement that I was
just-
referring to.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyways,
I'm watching you,
company
that's
that
all I'm
makes the
saying.
Keurig is announcing their Keurig
Uh-huh.
2.0, and along with it, they said we're going to introduce a new way of putting in your coffee cup. Basically, they're making it so that you can only use their official branding. If you try and use a knockoff brand, it simply will not work. The machine will say, "This is knockoff. Fuck you. Buy official."
Right.
So,
yeah.
how do you feel?
Fuck you.
This
Right.
of
Clearly.
rights management
Yeah.
being introduced into the real world, into products and applications for products that we're seeing. Apple as well has
Man,
done this with
why-
their iPad or their
Christopher.
iPhone. Yep.
You know,
why couldn't you just start with that? Why did you have to go down the Keurig road?
Maybe he thought it was gold. Maybe he was sitting there like, I'm gonna
I don't know.
This is like, I'm gonna weave a narrative that's gonna have them spellbound.
Hey, Keurig does make bold coffee, TJ.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But how do you feel about the the idea of people introducing rights management and basically making monopolies of their into their own products and applications that are used for those products? Apple as well makes it now so that with the new iPhones you have to use an Apple charger. It has a little chip in it. And if knockoff brands try and put the chip in there, they get sued. And if you try and use a knockoff brand, it just doesn't work. So how do you guys feel about this? I'm just curious.
it's not surprising.
Yeah,
that-
I mean, it's the practice. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really for it, but I don't know how you would regulate against it at the same time. Because it seems like it's such a nuanced thing that it would be very difficult to address, when it's appropriate to do something like that versus when it's not. So, I mean, I don't know. It's can you really force a company to make something compatible with other companies' products? I mean, it's hey, why don't Nintendo cartridges work in the Sega Genesis? This is bullshit.
Right. It does get to the point of reducto ad absurdum. It's if a company's making, I have an iPhone, and the reason I got an iPhone is because I knew that when I took it out of the box, it was going to do everything I wanted it to do immediately. I wasn't going to have to fuck with anything. I could just turn it on, activate it, and go. And as long as Apple is making a product like that, I don't have a problem with them having a closed operating system and a closed device. It's when the devices get shitty that I think I have a problem with it.
Yeah, and you know what?
I
I can understand that. I can understand the appeal of a closed operating system to some people. I prefer Android phones because I like the open source operating system.
I've had the iPhone
Right.
and I've had the Samsung Galaxy, and so I've dealt with the closed and I've dealt with the open source stuff. And I would say that both have their advantages. I mean, if you have something that's more of a closed system or whatever, then you have more consistency. Everything tends to work better together. There's less crap.
Right.
But at the same time, if that system itself starts to suck, then there's no escaping the suckiness.
Yes.
Whereas with open source, I mean, things are not quite as
Right.
well put together, but everything is very alive and spontaneous and constantly reinventing itself, and it's pretty much never going to just devolve into shit because new ideas are constantly being pumped into it. So, I mean, there's advantages and disadvantages to either one, and, yeah.
Agree.
So get lost, faggot. We've answered the shit out of your question. I don't understand the fucking soliloquy that preceded the question, though. Like, there was no need for that.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. I think you just over rehearsed, because when you do that, like when you're everybody does that. Like everybody rehearses conversations. It's really a common thing. And when you over rehearse, you tend to add a bunch of shit that really is surreptitious and not needed. I think that's what happened. I think he was a little nervous, and he tacked on a golden oldie at the beginning of that didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
In 1925, Keurig applied for its patent, and you know, like what?
Oh my god!
Hello.
Hello.
Anthony, why are you
hey.
looking? Why are you
Hello.
why are you looking away from Paul? You should look towards Paul.
Yeah.
That's wrong. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
I was wondering, in your in TJ, in your Anarchy of the Soul video essay, I was wondering if you still believe that we should get rid of morality as a species.
Well, I mean, like, if you really listen to that video, it's not about like, hey, let's have no. Can we? I'm sorry, we're gonna cut you off just because you kind of have static in the background, but I am gonna answer your question. Basically, I mean, I wasn't advocating that we just totally like throw away like any concept of morality and ethics. What I was saying is that these rigid moral codes that have been created really don't represent anything that's like actually ethical. What they really are is systems that are designed to control behavior, and usually if you actually examine the moral codes themselves, it's all about obedience to authority, and sacrificing yourself to authority is good, and, you know, accepting, you know, living in squalor or shit is good. You know, I mean, that's why the Bible tells you, oh, well, it's you know, it's so good to give away all your wealth and possessions, and that's why Buddhism tells you, oh, it's so much nobler to just be like this fucking bumfucky peasant with no attachment to material things. It's basically like, hey, peasant slaves, be satisfied with nothing. And it's just bullshit. So that's what that video was really about. Maybe I went a little too far by saying, like, let's put an end to morality, but that was basically my way of trying to get people to actually pay attention to a video, because if you don't use sensationalist shit, then you have like, hey, this video has 13 views. Neat.
Right.
I guess that no one else really have anything to add to something that's about one of my videos specifically.
No, I was just taking the opportunity while you were talking there to
probably not
to get other stuff ready. All right, so here's a question. This question is specifically towards you, asking a question to you, TJ. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
Ask your question.
I don't know if they understand what's going on.
Going once, going twice.
Gone.
Gone. All right.
Man, some people. You can lead an idiot to knowledge, but you can't make them think, you know. That's just what goes on.
This is true.
So, Paul, can I be on one of your shows now?
Absolutely. You have an open invite. So anytime you feel up to it,
we can
definitely do that.
When are you doing another one? Or do you not know concretely?
It's kind of tentative right now, but I'm trying to hit every Friday evenings, around 8 o'clock or so Pacific Standard Time. May not work.
So just basically like,
because I know that you.
Uh-oh.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know.
Problem with the
looks
call.
like there was a problem with the call.
Yeah. So
there was a problem with the call, and we done lost Paul.
Yep.
Oh,
shit.
It looks like that crashed. Maybe he'll call us back in a minute. We'll see.
Yeah.
In the meantime, why don't we try someone else?
All right.
Just any random motherfucker. There he is.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, guys.
No problem.
Yeah, you should be fucking
having major
sorry.
Skype issues on this then. But yeah, as I was saying,
Skype,
I try and shoot
Skype
for,
is a cunt.
Yeah. I'm trying to shoot for Friday. Yeah, no, Skype is awful. I'm trying to do the Friday thing, and I'm going to be doing a lot of streaming upcoming. I just upgraded my website, or sorry, my upgraded my website. I upgraded my computer so that I can actually handle streaming. So be streaming some Diablo 3 and stuff. And yeah, no, you have an open invite to anything I ever do. You know that.
I have Diablo 3 too. It's a fun time.
Oh, dude. They made it so much better now.
Yeah.
Like it's actually now it's the game that should have released. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember a lot of people were whining about it when it first came out.
Yeah, it was pretty awful at first.
I, having really never played any of the Diablo games, I don't really care. But, you know, that's just me. So
that's a shame, TJ.
I'm thinking we'll just take another call or two, and then we'll probably just wrap the show up.
All right. We'll call this person here.
Let's give this mofo a call.
Mofo. Are you there? Hello?
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 Go fuck yourself. That cunt is a douchebag, and I fucking hate him. He gets on.
You motherfucker.
Hello.
Mutt you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to
They're fucking a goat.
talk about
It's okay.
this coworker I have.
You okay? Your coworker.
He's.
You sure you don't want to go into the
true
history of
believer
a
through and
coffee
through.
maker first?
No.
Okay.
Basically, it started out one day. I had horrible sciatica, as I do for a month every year.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, he was saying, "Thank God that like because I was telling him that like my leg was starting to feel better." And it somehow the conversation got to the point where he was saying, "Do you believe in God?" And I'm like, "This is at work, but I do want to see what kind of crazy you are." So I start going along with the conversation, and it starts leading to like he's trying to convert me. And I'm like, oh, it just doesn't have the answers I'm looking for. And then he's like, well, it gives me all the answers I want. And I'm like, well, how do you get them? He's like, God gives them to me. I'm like, how does he do that? And it just goes over and over again. It's just crazy, like back and forth nonsense talk.
Mm.
And then a few days ago, I overheard him in the cafeteria. I didn't directly talk to him about this because I didn't even know what to say. He was talking to another coworker of mine saying how he loved God more than his wife and kids. That, like, he loved his wife and kids to death, but he would always love God more. And I was like, you love something that you can't see, touch, feel, or directly talk to more than something that you can. Like someone that you married, you couldn't. It bothered me so much. And ever since that.
Okay.
Yeah, it bothered him a lot. That's what he said.
All right, so
like, have you ever encountered someone like this?
Yeah, well, you know, I can kind of understand the thing where they love God more than their family. I mean, that sounds horrible on the surface. Like they should love their family more than some imaginary God. But I mean, like, I love my imaginary big penis better than my real small penis. So I can understand. It all works out.
I actually have the answer to this conundrum for him.
Yes.
So when you go into work next time, Jason, and this guy comes up to you and starts with the Jesus stuff, you look him right in the eye and you say, "Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. Fucking go fuck yourself and fuck your mother. Fuck your God. Fuck your Jesus. Fuck your Buddha. Fuck all of your deities. Fuck you, especially. Fuck you."
Fuck Jesus right on his fucking cross.
Douchebag, and I fucking hate him. He gets.
Look at Christ up on the cross and stick your fucking face in his asshole.
He gets on his dumb fuck show and talks.
Fuck the holes in his hands from where the nails were. and jizz right in his fucking almighty eyes.
Oh God.
On that note,
What have I done? What have I done?
I think we're gonna wrap it up.
No, one more.
You want to do one more?
I said
All
a
right.
couple, so
Oh.
we got to do one more. No, we already did him in the ass. Fuck him.
Fuck you.
It never gets old too. Like honestly,
No, it doesn't.
We need to. That's our new. That needs to be our new. We need to just become the "fuck you" podcast, but it has to be like a drawn out "you." Like it should be. It should be like FACK for like fuck,
Yeah.
and then "you" should be like YOU.
Yeah.
With, like
Fuck you,
in
Bill
italics.
Maher. Fuck you, Bill Maher. Fuck you.
Fuck yo.
Yep. Fuck you.
Fuck yo.
You gotta start high and end
It's like
low. That's the
it's
key.
almost like
fuck you.
It's like breathing. It's like you say fuck in and then you out. It's like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. It's cyclic. It's rhythmic. You could do it forever because you just breathe in on one and breathe out on the other. You know, so it's kind of a masterful way to say it.
It is.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
And very satisfying.
It's really like I think Opie is actually a genius for coming up with that way of saying fuck you.
You liked the douchebag comment a lot too.
Douchebag.
Hello.
You fucking douchebag. Ask your question, you fucking douchebag.
What is my question? Oh yes, I was going to ask, what do you think could be done to combat society's views of the arts and sciences as basically mutually exclusive subjects?
It's a good question, Hermione. I'm gonna.
How can you say that?
I don't know. I just did. What was your? I'm sorry. I was so admiring your cute accent that I couldn't listen to your question. So ask it again.
I'm flattered. What do you think could be done to combat society's views of the arts and sciences as mutually exclusive subjects?
Oh, so like, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think that if the onus to bridge that gap is really on the arts more than it's on the sciences. I mean, it's like if art is supposed to be a reaction or interpretation to what's going on in the world, and there's some sort of divide between what science has discovered and what art and entertainment and media and whatever else is actually putting out there, then the onus is really on art to catch up. So I mean, I don't know how you encourage that though. I guess that really you'd encourage that by having a more educated population that would demand more intelligent entertainment.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think Paul had something he wanted to throw in there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what the perceived benefits of having the arts and sciences blended into one kind of super subject would be.
Well, I mean, I think I don't know. I don't want to answer for.
I'm not sure about
Uh-oh. Maybe I do because it seems like she's kind of
blending the subject. I'm not sure about the subjects, but I'm currently in like huh? Oh dear.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. And, can we just? It seems like it's.
Yeah, there's some serious issues going on today.
There.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's
anyway. I would think Paul. I obviously I can't reach into her mind and see her intentions, but I mean I would think that basically it would just be the idea that, if art is how a society reflects on itself, then obviously we'd want to reflect on ourselves in light of the most modern information available to us. So I mean that would be what I would think would be the reason there, but I don't know if that was her reasoning or not.
Yeah, and it sucks because we're having some fucked up lag. She was definitely lagging really bad.
Yeah.
It must be. I think it must be on our end because it seems like we're experiencing it with other callers as well. I don't know. It could just be that the internet is being finicky.
I mean, unless I'm
something.
somehow dragging down. You know what I mean? That's a
you just
possibility.
you think you just came in and fucked our shit up?
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Like I came in here and I took a big shitty like internet dump right in the middle of your home and have dragged down your whole show.
No, actually, it actually, you know, it went pretty well. I mean, normally we just kind of fuck with the callers anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty much our thing.
So now Skype was just doing it for us.
We're not the most.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, Skype was just fuck. Maybe Skype was just trying to help. It's like these guys. I like watching these guys fuck with these callers, but I'm gonna help them out. I fuck with them too. I'm just gonna create like 20 minutes of lag. Like hello. 20 seconds of silence. Yeah. It's like okay, all good. Anyway, I guess that we're gonna wrap it up. So it was good having you on the show, Paul. I hope you can do it again.
Man,
I think even Paul is experiencing like extreme lag here.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
no, I am. I'm hearing everything that you say like 5 or 10 seconds after you say it. It's wonderful.
All right. Well, thanks for being on, Paul. We hope you can do it again sometime. And all right, all right.
Bill Maher.
What's happening?
Your mother
I
in
don't even
a
remember
fucking
playing that.
asshole. Go.
It's Opie, man. He's fucking with us.
Opie, like the program just started playing. I did not see Ben click
I
it,
did not touch anything.
Fuck you,
It's
Bill Maher.
just decided to tell us to go fuck ourselves. The computer itself hates us at this point. It's like, hey, your show sucks. Stop. Just stop. It's like, no, computer, come on, cooperate.
No,
You're a valued member of our team.
Tonight the computer has won.
All right, well, it was good having Paul on. Paul, I think, was a pretty cool guest.
Yes.
And, we'll be trying to have some more guests in the future. If you guys have any suggestions for guests, be sure to let us know in the comments. And, I don't know, Drunken Peasants out, I guess.
And if you missed the show from last night, make sure you go back and watch that one too.
Yeah, like if you're gonna like clean your house or something tomorrow and you just need something in the background, just fucking put that show on, crank the volume up, and fucking vacuum or something.
Good night.
Good fucking riddance.